Hey guys, I'm Pixel Dan, and this is a review of the Masters of the Universe Classics, Megator. Titus and Megator were originally released as one of the very last pair of action figures in the vintage toy line, and they only saw release outside of the United States. Thus, they have become some of the rarest and most sought-after figures from the vintage line. Now, last year, Mattel finally gave fans a chance to add Titus to their collection by releasing him in the Masters Classics line. And now we can complete the duo with the evil giant, Megator. Megator comes in the deluxe-style Masters of the Universe Classics box, with the back of that box showing off more figures from the line, as well as a brand new bio for Megator. He is massive, and he has got one heck of an awesome look, I must say. Megator is a bit hunched over, and he really has that mean, feral look to him. He's got one ugly face sculpt, but I really mean that in a good way. His ratty hair hangs in his face, and he's got these nasty, crooked teeth that even Molar the Eternian dentist probably couldn't fix. Both his chest harness and the gauntlets on his wrist feature this really cool skull design. Megator wears no shoes, and his feet feature some massive clawed toes. He is one big, ugly monster of an action figure. Alright, so here we go with Megator. Now, if you guys already had Titus, then you already know what to expect as far as the style of the figure and the articulation goes on this guy. He is not going to be the same as the 7-inch regular Masters of the Universe Classics action figures. So let's get a look at what we've got here. Megator's head is on a ball joint, but we really kind of only get that nodding side-to-side motion. You're not getting a whole lot of movement out of it, mostly because of the long hair in the back. We all know how that goes with these figures when they've got the long hair. It's not super hard. I mean, you can move it. It's pliable, but, I mean, as you can see, that still is going to prevent up and down. It doesn't really have the option to go up and down very much. He does have these nice little soft pieces of hair hanging down in the front, which I thought was a pretty cool touch, though, so that's kind of neat. The arms are not ball jointed. They only have the swivel, allowing them to go up and down. You can kind of tug them out a little bit, but they don't have the joint cuts. They're not on the ball joints, so you're not going to get that wide of a range of motion with the arms. You're only going forward and backwards with them is all you're really going to get. The wrists do turn, which is helpful, especially for holding his giant ball and chain weapon, so that helps there. And you do have elbow cut articulation. So, really, not too bad. The lower half is pretty much exactly the same. Legs are able to go forwards and backwards, however the giant loincloth does kind of get in the way and hinders the movement just a little bit. But we do have bends at the knees, but the feet are completely stiff. There are no ankle joints, no swivels in the shins. Once you get past the knee, it's just straight. He's just going to stand there. So, like I said, not like a super articulated figure. It's got a decent amount of it, though. It's just not really comparable to the smaller 7-inch scale action figures. Now, Megator does feature the same removable head function as all of the smaller figures, and he actually has a removable chest harness as well, just like with the smaller figures. And it works even kind of the same way. You just got the two little knobs that plug in there and pulls right off. So I guess if you want, you can kind of have your shirtless Megator running around. But it is kind of cool knowing, that we got the removable head. I guess that does mean that there's a possibility for a zombie Megator head in the future. Who knows? But we've got the option to do so. So, with that being said, this figure does stand 12 inches tall. He's pretty massive. In fact, you take two of your regular Masters of the Universe Classics figures, you stack them on top of each other, they're going to equal just a little bit taller than this, about the same scale actually. And we got him in here, we'll get him next to Titus here so you can kind of see these two massive Masters of the Universe figures together. stand them next to each other. Titus stands a little taller. Megator's got a little bit of that slouch thing going on, but man, it is just really cool seeing these two massive figures together. I know this has been like a dream of Masters of the Universe fans, including myself, for a long time to finally own a Titus and a Megator in your collection. So pretty awesome stuff there. Now, one last thing I do want to talk about. A lot of folks have been asking me, what's Megator's secret accessory? Because Mattel did announce that Megator would include a secret bonus accessory in his package. Here's the deal with this, guys. The review samples that came out showed up just like this. The side of the box was open, and yes, the secret accessory was removed. Mattel did this from all of the review samples in an effort to keep the secret accessory an actual secret until people start getting their figure. All I can really do is show you that there's just a small spot down here in the corner. There's two slits in the package here and another slit here, and there is a clear plastic band, it looks like, that went through there, but it was cut and the accessory was removed. I can't tell what the accessory was just from looking at this. Was it an extra head? Was it an extra weapon? I really honestly have no idea, guys. I've got no clue. So we're just going to have to hold out a little longer to find out exactly what the secret accessory really is.
Megator's weapon is a large spiked mace with a real metal chain. The chain is a lightweight metal, and the ball itself is also made of a light hollow plastic. This is honestly a good thing, as I was worried that the weapon would be far too heavy for Megator to even hold. But luckily he doesn't seem to have that same issue that I had with Titus before him. Megator can actually hold his weapon up off the ground, and his arm can sustain the weight. And it is one heck of a cool looking weapon. It gets 1,000 more cool points than that weapon Titus came with. Now, I wish that I had the original Megator that I could compare him to, but alas, since he's so rare, the best I can do is show you this photo, and tell you that the original had rooted hair, and was a bit taller than this new version. But as you can see, the Four Horsemen still did a great job of updating the classic look of this character for this new figure. Finally, having these two giants in my collection is incredibly satisfying, and I'm sure many others will feel the exact same way. Megator is pretty awesome, and overall, I feel that he's even an improvement over the Titus figure. His overall appearance and sculpt is just more appealing to me, but that may just be because the villain characters are always a little more interesting than the human good guys are. Either way, I love him. And with the new bio, I guess we have a few display options for him. Do you want to put him with your Horde? Maybe put him with your Snake Men? Or maybe you'll do like me and just display him with your other Powers of Grayskull related characters. Megator will be available on August 16th on MattyCollector.com and is also part of the 2011 Preternian Collectors Club subscription. Until next time.